Assalamualaikum. Today, we want to present our project, and the title of our project is Comparing Customer Sentiment of Foodpanda versus Grabfood. So, this is my team members, myself, Anis binti Ahmad Nazlan, and my team members is Nurul Ashikin, Nur Aifa Atirah, Aileen, Siti Aisyah, and Hazirah. So, I will start first with background of study. The delivery business has grown rapidly in recent years, mainly due to changing consumer habits and the increasing use of mobile apps and the impact of COVID-19 pandemics. In this sector, Foodpanda and Grabfood have emerged as leading companies. Although the platforms provide comparable services, there may be differences in terms of customer service, overall satisfaction, delivery time, quality, and pricing. Next, problem statement. First, underuse of customer sentiment data. Users share valuable feedback through app reviews and social media, but companies often do not fully analyze this data for insights. These feedbacks contain patterns that could improve service delivery. Second, increasing competition demand a deeper knowledge of consumer attitudes. In order to sustain market share and make strategic adjustment, it is critical to comprehend how consumers view each brand in the increasingly competitive online service.
Thank you, Anis. Now, let us start with the objective of this study. We divide our goals into two parts. First, descriptive analytics. This is where we analyze customer trends, satisfaction level, and preference toward the service offered by Grab and Foodpanda. It helps us to understand how customer feels and what common issue or strength each platform has. Second, predictive analytics. In this part, we classify customer feedback as either positive or negative. To do this, we use machine learning models such as knife Bayes, decision tree, and K nearest neighbors. This model helps us predict sentiments from customers' review. Now, let us move on to the business understanding. Grab and Foodpanda are popular platforms that offer service like food delivery and e-hailing. Because users rely on this platform for everyday needs, their feedback is essential. It shows how well the service are and where the customer is dissatisfied with the service. The goals of our study is to compare and analyze customer feedback about Grab and Foodpanda across major sectors. These include food delivery, e-hailing, and app usability. We collect feedback from multiple sources and analyze it to identify common issues and satisfaction level. From there, we aim to provide useful insight into each platform's strength, weakness, and how they can improve customer engagement. Now, we move to the data understanding section. We collect 1,000 reviews related to both Grab and Foodpanda. This review was scraped from various online platforms. The dataset consists of three main attributes, which is review, date, and username. The review, which is the actual customer feedback. The username is the name or ID of the reviewer. And lastly, the date is when the review was submitted. Next, we move to the scope of data. We gathered review from platforms like Trustpilot and Google Play Store, specifically focusing on Grab and Foodpanda apps. However, there are few limitations. Reviews are subjective and may contain personal bias. Next, some reviews may not give complete context or may be even repetitive. Lastly, also the data is scraped in many vary quality and consistency depending on the source. Now, here are the example of dataset we use. First, the Foodpanda dataset. This dataset has three attributes: username, date, review. The review here were processed by using the web scraping method, and we print it into the CSV file. Next, the Grab dataset. This one includes four attributes: name, date, review, and additional one is the class, which shows the final sentiment level, positive or negative. This extra attribute, the class, is the output of our sentiment classification process. So we use this structure to reviews to train our models, which allowed us to identify and predict customer satisfaction from each platform, and find between the naive Bayes, KNN, and decision tree method will give us the better accuracy.
So, for data preparation, we collect the data using web scraping for Grabfood. We use Beautiful Soap. To get customer reviews about Grabfoods, We use Trustpilot as a website to collect data regarding Grabfood. This is the link website with a link. Now, let's go through the coding step by step. This Python script is used for web scraping customer reviews from a food delivery website page by page. The goal is to extract customer names, dates of the review, and the review tag itself. To collect the data related to Grabfood, we use the beautiful soap method to scrape the web. First, for page in the range 1 to 20, it used to look through page. This means we scrap page 1 to 19. The range does not include 20. We use this method because we have several web pages. Next, extracting name, date, and reviews. The coding is to get information about the name, date, and reviews that are in the website. If an error occurs, it print the error and move on to the next page. From this coding, we get 381 data from website Trustpilot.
The next website that we're going to scrap to get the review for Foodpanda is Trustpilot, where this website has a few page of review. Therefore, we have to scrap it a few times, and we're able to get around 186 review for Foodpanda. Next, we will perform word scraping on the reviews of Foodpanda and Grabfood from Google Play Store. Since the reviews are in pop-up format, we initially tried using Beautiful Soap. However, the version of Beautiful Soap that we learned are not able to scrap the content from pop-ups. Therefore, we use Selenium and modify the code so that it will able to extract the pop-up review. We use Selenium because it's able to handle pop-up. Before we scrap, we have to download Chrome driver. Chrome driver acts as a bridge between Selenium and browser. First, we have to see what version of Chrome that we have. Then, using the link that I stated here, we have to download the Chrome driver according to the version of Chrome that we have. So I download Chrome driver with platform Win64. Since the step to scrap Foodpanda and Grabfood on Google Play is basically the same, so I only explain using Foodpanda as the example. First, we have to install Selenium and see if the version appeared. As we can see, I modified the coding so that it will able to scrap the pop-up. By using this coding, it will automatically open up the browser and scroll the review for 42 times. Since I state the range is 42, then we scrap as usual. Then we import into CSV file. Therefore, from Google Play Store, we're able to get 741 reviews for Foodpanda and 565 reviews for Grabfood.
Another way to web scraping for Foodpanda reviews by using Instant Data Scraper. First, install the Instant Data Scraper extension and add to Chrome, and then search Foodpanda reviews in Google search bar, and then choose the website that contain reviews of Foodpanda. In the pink box above, this is the link that I use to scrap the data. After choose the website, click the extension in the toolbar and click Instant Data Scraper. After that, click button Start Crawling and locate the next button to crawl multiple pages until get number of reviews that we want. If the scraper stop by itself, click button Try Another Table. And then, lastly, export the data by download in CSV file. And we able to get 360 reviews of Foodpanda.
Next is data pre-processing. First is data transformation, where we extract the three attributes which are username, date, and review from our raw data. Next, during the word scraping process, it couldn't read the apostrophe. Therefore, we need to change the symbol into a meaningful data. Also, we need to remove the unnecessary symbol that actually came from emoji. Data tagging is where we classify the review whether it is positive, neutral, or negative. First, using rapid manner, we need to change the review from nominal to text, extract the sentiment, and import it into Excel to get the scoring. Then, using if function in the Excel, we're able to get the class for each review.
For data modeling, we analyze the user sentiment by descriptive analytics and predictive analytics. For the descriptive analytics, we use Tableau for visualization and machine learning for classification. The objective for the descriptive analytics is to analyze customer trends and satisfaction levels and preferences toward Grabfood and Foodpanda. The first is sentiment analysis by percentage distribution of positive, negative, and neutral. based on the pie chart shown in this slide, the highest percentage distribution is negative, followed by positive and neutral. Negative percentage of Foodpanda is greater than negative percentage of Grabfood, while positive percentage of Grabfood is greater than positive percentage of Foodpanda. This implies both platforms substantial negative feedback, but Grabfood assembles a larger share of positive experience from customer compared to Foodpanda. The second sentiment is sentiment analysis by score distribution. As you can see histogram shown in the slide, we can observe the spread and the frequency of sentiment scores for Foodpanda and Grabfood. For the Foodpanda, sentiment scores form a distribution that centered around negative to neutral, while Grabfood sentiment scores are also mostly concentrated slightly around negative to neutral bins, but the distribution is flatter and extend further into positive score compared to Foodpanda. Foodpanda and Grabfood is predominantly negative, but Grabfood has a clear advantage in positive feedback and overall sentiment for both platforms.
Now let's compare this to Grabfood. For Grabfood, we only have review data starting from 2023. In 2023, we analyzed 257 reviews, but in 2025, the number significantly increased to 530 reviews. Although Grabfood has fewer years of review data compared to Foodpanda, the growth in 2025 is still notable and indicates a similar update trend in customer feedback collection. As you can see from the chart, the number of reviews has increased significantly, especially in 2025, where 663 reviews were analyzed. This is a sharp jump compared to previous years, since in 2029 we only had 2 reviews. This shows that Foodpanda reviews gain more attention and analyzed in 2025, possibly due to higher customer engagement or improved data collection. So, to summarize the comparison, Foodpanda has data from as early as 2019, while Grabfood data start from 2023. Both platforms shows a clear spike in 2025, with Grabfood leading at 330 reviews, followed by Grabfood at 530 reviews. This increase suggests growing customers interaction or more aggressive sentiment analysis practices in 2025. This gives us highlight into how customers' engagement with these platforms evolve over time, and how feedback data has become more valuable in recent years. For Grabfood, the numbers are a bit different. 338 customers are likely to recommend the service, but 617 customers are unlikely to recommend it. This shows that more than half of the customers has a negative experience or were dissatisfied with the service compared to Foodpanda. Now, let's take a look at Foodpanda. The sentiment analysis reveals that only 27 customers are likely to recommend it using Foodpanda, while a much larger portion, 154 customers, are unlikely to recommend it. Although the sample size here are smaller than Grabfood, the ratio between positive and negative sentiment is still quite poor, showing that over 85% of users express dissatisfaction. In comparing both platforms, it's clear that Grabfood performed better in terms of customer recommendation, which 338 users recommended Grabfood compared to only 27 for Foodpanda. However, it's important to note that both platforms have higher percentage of negative feedback, with Grabfood having 617 unhappy users and Foodpanda is 154. The difference lies in the scales and ratio. Grabfood has a larger user base and slightly better sentiment ratio, but both companies must address key pain points to boost customer satisfaction and loyalty.
Next, I will explain the data modeling for predictive analysis. So the objective is to classify customer feedback as positive or negative using classification models such as decision tree, naive Bayes, and K nearest neighbors KNN. Okay, next we start with the process of modeling in RapidMiner. As you can see, we have two data model, which is Foodpanda and Grabfood. But I'll just explain for the Foodpanda model because the process of training of Foodpanda and Grabfood is same. Okay, first retrieve the data of Foodpanda review, and then we have set rule to set the class attribute as our label, and then we have nominal to text. Nominal to text is to change the nominal format to text formats. And then we have process document and cross validation. Okay, for the process document, you can double click inside there, and there are tokenized nodes to make sure each string turns into a meaningful unit. Then there is a transform cases to set all the word into lower cases, and filter stop word nodes to remove words like is, the. Lastly, we have stem porter, which is to turn word into roots word. It is to ensure the accuracy of analysis. Okay, for the cross validation, double click, and inside there you can see two sides, which is training and testing. Okay, first modeling technique that we use is naive Bayes. The naive Bayes node will track into training, while apply model and performance into testing. Apply model node is used to prediction or classification, while performance nodes is to evaluate the accuracy of the model. Second technique is we use KNN, K nearest neighbors. Okay, KNN will track into training and apply model and performance into testing. Okay, we set 5 as the range. Last technique is we use decision tree. Decision tree also will track into training and the apply model and the performance into testing. We set 10. Okay, for the cross validation. Okay, next testing the model performance on new dataset. Okay, testing dataset is to validate the model. This model might look same like training process, but we need to retrieve new dataset to this model. We decide to retrieve 100 data. Okay, and then we just copy the nominal to text node and process document node. We just copy because all the function is still same, which is inside the process document. We have tokenized, we have transform case, we have a filter stop word and stem porter. Okay, and then don't forget to retrieve the 100 new data set and then connect it to the nominal to text node that we just copy, and then nominal text to node connect to the process document. Okay, then the word list output of process document from training dataset is connected to word list input of process document from testing dataset. This is to ensure that the data used are consistent in the training and testing dataset. Lastly, apply model to use in the testing dataset to evaluate the prediction of technique that give highest accuracy using the testing dataset. And then we connecting apply model to the result and run. Okay, next to evaluate the model. To measure the accuracy of training model, from the confusion metric, we can calculate the accuracy and then conclude which model is the best. First, we start with the naive Bayes technique. So for the Foodpanda, we got the 57.09%, and for the Grabfood, we got 59.65%. First, we start with the naive Bayes technique. So for the Foodpanda, we got the 57.0%. The accuracy for the second technique is KNN. For the Foodpanda, we got 55.20%. For the Grabfood, we got 79.63%. For the last technique is decision tree. So the accuracy we got from Foodpanda is 93.81%, and for the Grabfood, 99.42%. For the conclusion, the best model for Foodpanda and Grabfood is decision tree technique because of the high accuracy between KNN and naive Bayes. So, based on sentiment analysis conducted using the decision tree model in RapidMiner, Grabfood achieved the highest classification accuracy with the 99.42% compared to Foodpanda 93.83%. This indicates that customer sentiment towards Grabfood is more consistently predictable, which may reflect a clearer pattern of customer satisfaction or dissatisfaction. Therefore, Grabfood can be considered the better platform in this sentiment comparison study.